Good morning. I'm Stephanie and this is Chef Julie. Welcome back to Festival's Kitchen. Today, Julie is going to share a 20-minute meal with us. Julie, what do you have?
Today we are making chicken tenders, and these are really fun. It's kind of non-traditional, so I'm going to show you how to make a ranch dipping sauce, and then I'm going to show you how to coat the tenders, and they're going to be really crispy and delicious.
Awesome. It sounds like a kid-friendly meal.
Absolutely. Perfect for kids. They'll love it. They can even help you do some of the prep, which is fun.
And husband-friendly meal.
Yes, absolutely. The husbands always love chicken tenders.
All right.
So we're going to start with the ranch dipping sauce. And this is a combination of plain yogurt that's non-fat and then just a little bit of low-fat mayonnaise. And the reason why we use the mayonnaise is because it's a little bit creamier than the yogurt and it kind of takes away some of that tang from the yogurt, so it's going to be perfect for our ranch.
Awesome.
And then we're going to add some seasonings. These are pretty traditional for ranch. We have garlic powder and celery salt.
Okay.
So we'll toss those in. They're going to give it lots of flavor. Just a little bit of sugar. And the reason why is because everything else is so savory that we want to kind of cut through that, and the sugar will help balance the whole dipping sauce.
Okay.
Last thing is some chive and parsley. So we'll add that in there.
All right.
And then actually I'm just going to add a little bit of black pepper.
Of course, she's a chef.
We need
just
some
add
of that
a little of this.
and a tiny bit of salt just to bring everything together.
Excellent.
And you know what? I'm going to add a little bit of Tabasco, which is not going to make it too spicy, just a couple little drips in there. And that's also going to create a little bit of extra flavor. You can really use any hot sauce.
I was going to say,
yeah.
You can definitely adjust this to your taste preference, it looks like.
Absolutely. And even if you have dried herbs at home, like the chives or the parsley, you could use that too.
Perfect.
But this just kind of brings some freshness to it. Or you could even use minced garlic instead of the powder.
Excellent.
So,
lots of good options.
It's easy as that. And kids love ranch.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone loves ranch.
Right.
So that is it for that. And we can use it for other things too if we have leftovers.
Okay, so you could just put this back in the refrigerator and keep it for a couple days?
Absolutely.
All right.
So that's the dipping sauce. Now we're going to move on to our tenders.
Okay.
And so we have two different breadcrumbs here. This one is actually a whole wheat panko, and it's right here. And it's actually found in our natural organic area.
Okay.
So a little bit higher in fiber. And panko breadcrumbs are actually a Japanese breadcrumb. They're really light and fluffy. So they're fun.
That's news to me. I did not know that was where they came from.
They're awesome. And then we also using some wheat germ, and this is the germ part of the wheat.
Sure. Like
surprise,
it says.
Surprise. And it has some really healthy fat and also a lot of fiber.
All right, and you find that in the cereal aisle.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. So we're going to use that. And then for you, I made a special breadcrumb mixture for you. Actually, I just got it in the natural organic section.
Perfect. So now you didn't mix anything in with that. It's just the gluten-free breadcrumbs.
Right. Exactly.
Excellent.
So I'm trying to take credit for it, but I really didn't do anything.
I appreciate you thinking of me.
Right. And then the tenders have actually been marinating in Dijon mustard and then Greek yogurt, just the plain Greek yogurt, and a little bit of salt and pepper.
So you just mix the stuff up beforehand and then add the tenders to it afterwards?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, and the tenders, you can actually find them in our meat department. They're just a part of the breast, like the underside of it. So those are really nice and ready for this recipe.
So they save you the prep.
Yes, but then
you
if you
could
had
use chicken breasts.
Right, if you had breasts at home, then you could just cut them to the size of the tender.
All right.
So it makes everything really easy. Lots of variations to this. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of the tenders, and I'm going to bread it with our panko and our wheat germ.
Okay, so that's a lot easier than I was anticipating it would be. I thought it would take a lot to try and make them look uniform, but...
Right. No, really easy, and I like to use the tongs because then you don't get your fingers all dirty. And then I'm going to make the last one.
So that's important. So she grabbed a second tong for this because it's gluten-free. So she didn't want to cross contact with the gluten-containing breadcrumb. So
exactly.
Thank you for that.
Not a problem. So I'm going to put this over here in the corner.
Okay.
I don't want it to touch anything else. But that's what's actually really nice about using this rack that we have right here is that it's up, so it's not sitting in any other breadcrumbs. And then the other reason we use that is because the heat can evenly distribute around the chicken tender and make sure all the sides get crispy.
Okay, so what happens if you don't have a rack at home?
If you don't have one of those, then we can just use the normal baking sheet, but then you just want to flip them halfway through baking so that each side gets crispy.
Using the rack, you actually don't need to go in and flip.
Right.
Awesome.
Exactly. So we're going to stick these in the oven at 425, 12 to 15 minutes.
All right.
And they're going to get nice and crispy on the outside. Before we do that, if you don't mind holding, I do want to put a little bit of cooking spray on there because that's going to give that little extra crunch on the outside of our tenders, which is super easy. We usually all have this at home.
All right.
So there's that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab these ones. These ones have been cooling, so we're just gonna set them here. And then,
Those look really good.
Steph, if you just wanna throw that in, this oven's ready to go. And then I have one special tender waiting for you.
Just one. She actually put it in a different pan for baking purposes to make
Exactly.
sure, again, to avoid the cross contact.
Right, so give me a second to grab that one for you. Looks nice and crispy.
that
So there's
does
one for
look
you.
Good. Thank you.
And
Put
I'm
that
gonna go
over
ahead
here.
and grab one for myself here.
All right.
And what we have is some dipping sauce that's already ready.
You'd like a plate too?
I would love a plate. So look, they're real nice and crispy. They get that nice exterior, and then hopefully they're real juicy inside.
All right, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
If
a,
you
lo-
would, oh,
a lot of dipping sauce here for my chicken tender.
that is a lot of sauce for one tender. If you'd like this recipe, you can visit Julie's blog, 20-Minute Meals, on our website. Just visit festfoods.com and click on the blog link at the top of the page.
All right, Steph, I'm gonna dig in because this looks awesome.
All right.
Back to you.